Welcome back, students. So, in the earlier lecture, we have studied about the properties of acids, how we prepare acids, how they react with metals, with bases, with carbonates, etc. So, in this segment, we are going to discuss about the types of bases, and basically, we are going to discuss about bases and salts. So, first of all, let's see bases. As you already know, the substances that are bitter in taste and feel like soapy to touch are called bases. For example, baking soda, soaps, they taste bitter and soapy to touch because they have substances called bases in them. I think you already know about the baking soda. I think everyone has seen the baking soda moms are using in the kitchens. You have seen the soaps. If you touch, you will have the soapy touch. And as I know, we can't taste soap, but if someone tastes, it is that taste bitter. Okay, now moving further, types of bases: strong bases and weak bases. Strong bases such as sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide are corrosive and can burn the skin. That is, they are very much dangerous, so they must be handled with care. Bases such as magnesium hydroxide, copper hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide are weak bases and are safe to handle. So they don't cause much to the skin, but these are very much strong. They can burn the skin. So now next let's discuss properties of the bases. Some of the properties of bases are: bases have a bitter taste, bases turns red litmus blue, bases are hydroxides of metal, bases have soapy touch, bases react with acids to give salt and water. So, some of the points we need to remember are: bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis, bases which are not soluble in water are not alkalis. Thus, all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Some common alkalis are sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, commonly called caustic soda, potassium hydroxide, KOH, commonly called caustic potash, calcium hydroxide, that is CaOH2, commonly called as slaked lime, and ammonium hydroxide. This is potassium hydroxide, this is sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH. Now, moving further, reaction with acids. As we have already studied that bases neutralize acids to form salts and water. So some of the reactions are: when ammonium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid, ammonium chloride is formed, that is salt is formed along with the water. When iron hydroxide reacts with nitric acid, iron nitrate is formed along with the water. So basically, students, these are the formulas of aluminium hydroxide. This is iron hydroxide, FeOH 3 times 3HNO3, that is nitric acid. So these all are the formulas, and this is bases, these are the acids. So when bases and acids combine, we get salt and water. Now, the uses of bases. Bases are mainly extensively used by us in our daily life. They are also used in laboratory reagents and in industries as well. So most common bases are calcium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, and ammonium hydroxide. These are the formulas. NH4OH is represented for ammonium hydroxide. So let's discuss the uses. So calcium hydroxide. It is commonly known as slaked lime. Its main uses are: it is used as a substitute for cement in low construction. It is also used for the whitewashing of building, to manufacture bleaching powder, for neutralizing acidity of the soil, as we already know that when acid and bases react, they neutralize each other, and for the treatment of waste water. So, for neutralizing the acidity of soil, soil becomes acidic because of excessive use of chemical fertilizers. So plants don't grow well in acidic soil. So quicklime or slaked lime, that is calcium hydroxide, is added to soil to neutralize the acid. For the treatment of wastewater, waste such as from the factories contain acids. If such water is released into a water body, it can harm the fish and other water animals. The factory waste are therefore treated with calcium hydroxide to neutralize the acid before the wastewater is released into the water. Now, moving further, sodium hydroxide. It is commonly known as caustic soda. Its main uses are to manufacture the soap which we are daily using, to manufacture several industrial chemicals, to manufacture paper, rayon is also fabric, textiles, medicines, etc. Ammonium hydroxide. Main uses of ammonium hydroxides are to manufacture fertilizers such as ammonium nitrate, to manufacture nylons, plastics, dyes, etc. As it is also used as ink remover to remove ink spots from the clothes. Some other bases are like hydrochloric acid, that is present in our stomach, helps in digestion of food. However, too much of acid causes indigestion and pain in stomach. So, magnesium hydroxide is used as an antacid to neutralize the excessive acidity in the stomach. It is sold as milk of magnesia. So, when in our stomach there is a one acid present, that is hydrochloric acid, which helps in the digestion, but sometimes we got a problem of acidity, that is too much of acids which cause pain and indigestion. So in that case we use base, that is magnesium hydroxide, which is used as antacid to neutralize the acidity in the stomach. Sodium carbonate is also used as washing soda, and sodium hydrogen carbonate as baking soda, that we use in our baking the confectionery things like cakes or something like that. We use baking soda. Okay. Now the preparation of salts. Now moving further, as we know that how salts are formed. Salts are formed when acids react with bases and they neutralize each other's chemical properties, and hence a salt is along with the water are formed. So as you already know that a salt is a compound produced along with the water in a neutralization reaction between an acid and base. The most common salt known to us is sodium chloride, that is our common salt which we use in our vegetables while cooking the vegetables in our dishes or something like that. So salt can be prepared by the reaction of acid and base, by the reaction between acid and a metal, also a salt is produced, and by the reaction between vegetable oil and caustic soda, which form soap. Okay. So salts are the compound formed by replacing the hydrogen of an acid by a metal. Okay. Now, as we have already studied about the reaction of acid and bases which form the salt, we have studied reaction between acid and a metal, that we had studied earlier. Now, by the reaction between vegetable oil and caustic soda to form a soap. So how we can form a soap? Formation of soaps are the sodium salts of some acids, and to prepare for that we have to take 20 ml of, that is milliliter of castor oil. We can also take coconut oil or something like that, other oils can be taken also, and prepare sodium hydroxide solution by dissolving half a teaspoon of caustic soda. Mix the oil and the sodium hydroxide solution. We have to heat the mixture and we have to let it boil for the 5 to 10 minutes, and along while boiling you have to stir it continuously. And the reaction that occurs during this is When oil and sodium hydroxide both reacts, it forms soap plus glycerin. And to separate the soap from the mixture, we have to add a spoonful of salt. And on cooling, a solid soap is separated out as a crust on the top of the solution. So, in all the above cases, the salt is formed. Basically, salt is formed by the replacing of hydrogen in an acid by a metal atom. Thus, now moving further, naming salts. So, how we can name the salts? Like we have when we did the reactions earlier in acid part, reaction with metals, reaction with bases, we have seen there is, I have told at that time that chlorine becomes chloride, carbonates become carbonic acids become carbonate, and chlorides, sulfates, nitrates, nitric acid becomes nitrate, sulfuric acid becomes sulfate, so carbonates, whatever. So how we can name a salt? So when the salt is prepared by a neutralization reaction between an acid and a base, like here you can see NaOH is a base, that is sodium hydroxide, HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. They both, when reacts with each other, they form sodium chloride along with the water. As you can see, an acid contributes the non-metallic part and the base contributes the metal to form salt. As you can see from here, sodium is getting here in the first portion and chlorine from the acid. So from acid chlorine is taken, and from basis metal part is taken, that is sodium, from acid, that is chlorine, and both when react with each other, sodium chloride is formed. So the name of the salt is derived from the name of the metal and the non-metallic part. Metal part is given by first name of the salt name is metal name, and second part of the salt name is non-metal name. And metal is contributed by base, and non-metal is contributed by the acid. For example, NaCl, that is common salt, which is named as sodium chloride, as sodium comes from the base sodium hydroxide and chloride comes from the acid, that is hydrochloride. Similarly, sulfates are obtained from the sulfuric acid, carbonates are obtained from carbonic acid, that is carbonic acid becomes carbonate, nitric acid become nitrates, acetic acid will become acetates. There are few examples I have taken here. In this Na2SO4, that is sodium sulfate, metal part is sodium, non-metallic part is sulfate, and name is sodium sulfate. Here copper sulfate, copper part is metal, sulfate part is non-metallic. So first remember this point, students, this one, that first part of the salt name is metal, which is metal is derived from base. Second part of the salt name is non-metal name, that which is derived from acid. Okay, these are the few examples you can see. Now the properties of salt. Some properties of the salts are, most salts are solids with high melting and boiling points. And most of the salts are soluble in water. Salt solutions in water are good conductor of electricity. Now, uses of salts. Salts are very much useful to us. We daily use the common salt as well. So there are different types of salts and different types of uses. As sodium chloride, that is common salt, is used in food, as a preservative in pickles, in curing meat and fish, in manufacture of chemicals such as washing soda, baking soda, and caustic soda. Now next, sodium carbonate, which is commonly named as baking soda. Formula is NaHCO3, which is used in baking the confectionery items such as cakes or breads. It is also used in medicine as well as in fire extinguishers. Next is potassium nitrate, which is also known as nitrate, and it is used in the manufacture of gunpowder, as nitric acid is used in making explosive, in making fireworks, in glass industry, and as a fertilizer. Potash alum, that is, I think everyone have heard about fitkari, which is used in the purification of water. Copper sulfate, blue vitriol, which is used as a fungicide and in electroplating, in cleaning, sanitation, laundry, and in the textile industry. Silver nitrate, which is used in developing the films and photography. So, with this, your chapter is completed. I think you are very much aware with all the reactions and properties and uses. Go through all the videos, please, and go through the notes provided to you. Thank you, students.